Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so. And I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you most deliciously. So what do we do? 3, 2, 1, my juicy little lights. Thank you, little lights. You're delicious and bright, yes. So it's rather chilly today, my delicious little babies. It's just gone 12:30 p.m. In our old afternoon in our old England, my delicious little babies. It's a very grey sky, very little wind. It's very damp in the air. Okay, my delicious little babies, and that's the weather forecast. Now then, so there's a T-shirt here that I haven't wore forever. My delicious little babies, Kai, and well, the thing is that I thought, okay, so I just sort of, pulled it off a hanger. Well, not pulled it, but you know what I mean. And I thought, right, I'll wear it today. So this is a T-shirt that my dear dad bought me some years back, okay? It's very rare that I ever wear this T-shirt, my delicious little babies. But so if you look at it, if you look really closely, you can see lots of different words. Okay, so you've got oi, you've got geezer, and then I'm pretty sure that you might be able to spell some, make some other spellings, my delicious little babies, okay? With this T-shirt, so it says oi with an exclamation mark, but maybe you could change that to oil. Then you've got, what is it, geezer, but then I suppose you can change that to pizza. Okay, my delicious little babies. So, there's lots of different ways you could spell, but you probably cannot see it properly because it all looks backwards, doesn't it, my delicious little babies, anyway? So, let's have a look. So, what have we got today, my delicious little babies, for you? So, okay. This is on YouTube, my delicious little babies, okay? And this uploader happens to have 6.31 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. There is another channel, actually. And when was it? Was it 4 or 5 years since they'd uploaded a video, my delicious little babies? And they never uploaded anything else. But even though that there was 31 videos, was it 31? I think it was 31 videos. Even though there were 31 videos on another channel, you could only see 2. So the rest of them, if you click on videos, you couldn't see any more than 2. So I wonder, there we are, why the rest of that is hidden. Anyway, my delicious little baby. So, this video was uploaded 9 years ago, my delicious little babies, okay? And it's just over 1 hour long. Now, I need to just spell out the 3 letters. Now, the letters and numbers are all together, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean, okay? And so we got a capital O for Oscar, capital Y for Yankee, capital A for America. Okay, my delicious little babies. Then number one, 0, 0. So it's 2 1s in numbers and 2 zeros. Okay, my delicious little babies. So it should read. They were all on YouTube, my delicious babies. Okay, but this uploader here, and with anybody not in that way, should read Oya 1100. Okay, my delicious little babies. Okay, Oya 1100. Okay, my delicious little babies. And the video should read Max Spiers unplugged on 50316. Okay, my delicious little babies. I'll just repeat that again for you. Max Spiers unplugged on 50316. Okay, my delicious little babies. Yeah, very, very, very interesting. Now, lovely, not in that way. Lovely dear David Ark talks about all of this sort of thing over his decades. Mad little babies, bless him. Bless bless our dear David Ark and his dear sons and their dear friends, okay, their dear family as a whole. And bless dear Max and bless his dear mum and dad and family as well, my delicious little babies. But yeah, he was now for some of you, my delicious little babies, you will know him, but for others of our delicious little babies, you may not know him. But I was looking for something else, my delicious little babies, and then Max's videos came up. There we are, my delicious little babies, do you see what I mean? And what I thought was really strange, because I've looked at a number of Max's videos, my delicious little babies, Kai, and I'm just halfway through, no, sorry, a quarter of the way through, do forgive me, of the video to do with his mum being interviewed, my delicious little babies, okay? And there's, other bits of footage, and I've wrote it all down here, my delicious little babies. But I've looked on other videos. Now, he was with a woman with dark hair, and what was her name? Was her name Sarah or something? My delicious little baby. Anyway, I just thought, because I'm pretty sure that's the one he went out with. But she, her family on both sides, on a Mama Bear's, and a Papa Bear's side, they were sort of connected to something else, if you follow what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies, car. And if he went out with her, I'm just wondering why, that's all. Because, his dear mum, bless her, which she did say in some videos, that she was a tarot reader, and she was, well, of course, on both sides of my family, my delicious little babies. I have said this before, anybody who's so very kind enough, so thank you, to listen to my videos, and anybody who knows me personally also knows this, on both sides of my family, on my mammy bears and on my daddy bears. Oh, how I love her so, my dear dad, bless, because it's a blessing to bring me here, wasn't it, my delicious little babies, into the world. Anyway, so what's the point that I'm saying? It's like anything, really. It's like if you, because my families, there we are, were for the good. Okay, my delicious little babies, but then you've got other families who are not so for the good. Do you follow what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? If you follow me, please and thank you. I do not know enough about this woman without taking a proper look. But I did notice on one of the videos in the comments, because I never look at a lot, I just look at, a very small number. And I did notice on a couple of the comments that ones who had, let's just say, clear seeing, said that they never liked the look of this woman. And then when I had a look on another video, I thought, yes, there we are. I thought, I can see why this is. Now, of course, like I say, I do not know. It's just if somebody's got, there we are, something about them. And I know that feeling because throughout, my own life, if my spirit hasn't taken to somebody for whatever reason, there we are, you're guaranteed that it'll come to pass. And then there we are. And then you'll really see who he or she is. Do you see what I mean? Okay, my delicious baby. So I'd say, like I say, I am pretty, there we are. I am pretty good at that. Do you see what I mean? My delicious baby. So if I genuinely feel that somebody's, not correct, then generally, there we are. I will stick to my view, because there we are, it will come to pass. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? So I may take a little read into her on Quack Quack Go. I might do that, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Just see really what she's all about. I know that, was it on her mother's side, was it, they had countesses and things like this now then? And on her father's side, what did she say? They had dukes or whatever they were. And what was she? Half American and half, I forgot what else she said she was. Anyway, but there's something to do with her eyes, my delicious little babies. There we are. And I just cannot put my finger on it. It's really, do you know what I mean? Okay. So, that's that. But what Max talks about is how, that doesn't mean no, just got an itch, how we in the world, us beautiful mankind, have been treated, everything from, there we are, the brainwashing, to everything, my delicious little babies. It's really good to listen to, actually. Haven't seen there we are, Max, for years, but it's just amazing that when I was looking for other videos, there we are, that this is what I came up with, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? It's, I don't know, is somebody else pushing buttons somewhere? There we are. Anyway, my delicious little babies, may dear Max, bless him, may he rest in peace, bless him. It's dear little song. Now, prior to seeing Max, okay, my delicious little babies, I came across this video, my delicious little babies. Now, this uploader happens, well, they're now up to actually 331,000 subscribers, my delicious little babies, okay? This is just over 52 minutes. This was uploaded 2 weeks ago. And I'm pretty sure, have I advertised these before? I could have done. Capital D in the old space bar, my delicious little babies, in old YouTube. Documentary, space, capital V, Vault, VAULT. So that's how it spells, my delicious little babies, okay? Because you could spell vault a different way, couldn't you? Well, you could. VOULT. You know what I mean? Vol, because it sounds like an O, doesn't it? Do you see what I mean? But this is Volt. So some say A for apple, some say A, as in R. Do you know what I mean, my delicious babies, can? So this video should read, the Vatican sacrificed my sister to fund a secret war. Here's why. Okay, my delicious baby, so I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? The Vatican sacrificed my sister to fund a secret war. Here's why. That's in brackets, my delicious little babies, go. This is all sad today, my delicious little babies, so I'm not here to depress or, make ones feel all doom and gloom. No, I'm not. But this is the truth of, there we are, of what's gone on over the years and decades, my delicious little babies. Now, this dear young lass, she was a teenager. What was she? Was she 15? Because I know that her brother was 8 years older than her. I think her sister was older than her as well, so she was the youngest. And her name was Emmanuela Ibondi. Okay, my delicious little babies. And again, this never came up on my feed. I was actually scrolling down looking for other videos, my delicious little babies anyway. This very sad as well, my delicious little babies, because the man who's talking, well, he's not, somebody else is speaking in English and you can see subtitles, you know what I mean? Because it's in a different language. But what's happened is that now for some of you, my delicious little babies, you will know the story, you'll know the reality of what happened, okay? But for others of our traditional babies may not be too aware of this. Now, was it in 1981? Anyway, we'll just talk about her brother first, okay, dear Emmanuela. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. And May, her beautiful, dear little soul as well. As beautiful, dear little Max's soul, not in that way, not in that way, that he, rests in peace. And our beautiful, dear little Emmanuela, because, I mean, that's no age. I mean, she's 15, she's a young lass, you know what I mean, with a whole life ahead of her. Mind you, poor Maxie what was he, 39? Okay, my delicious little babies, again, had the rest of his life ahead of him. But bless him, he gave out as much information, there we are, as he could. Well, Emmanuela's brother used to always take her everywhere, okay? They grew up around the Vatican. And how many were actually living there? 444. Now, when we talk about angel numbers, that was very interesting because angel numbers is 444. There we are, which means that you're on the right path. Okay, my little babies, but that's how many of the population there were, 444. Or was it 400? No, something about, no, because I know that because it struck with my noddle. 444. Or was it somewhere else in it? I know it's 444 or 440, but I definitely heard 444. My delicious little babies. I only watched it yesterday evening anyway, I should know. So her brother usually took her wherever she needed to go, and then, I should imagine he would have collected her. But he happened to be going out with a girlfriend at the time, and she was getting cheesed off with Emmanuela's brother because whatever Emmanuela wanted, like little Emmanuela usually got what she wanted. So if she needed a brother to take her somewhere or to bring her back to, to collect her, then he would gladly do it. So on this, very sadly, this one occasion, he said no. He said his girlfriend, he's needed somewhere else with his girlfriend. Well, I feel that haunted him for the rest of his life, delicious babies. Well, it would anybody, really, delicious babies. And the reason why I say it is because he's spent 30-odd years, there we are, trying to get to exactly the bottom of what happened here. Now, what was it? Was it 1981? There was the Pope at the time. There was it an attempted assassination? But 2 years later, that's when little Emmanuel, and I'm pretty sure that, well, who approached her was a man, okay? Draw a line. And it happened to be the description as well of someone to do with the mafia. My delicious little babies anyway. And I think he stopped her to say, you can, something about being able to earn some extra ching, 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 you know what I mean? What was it, Avon or something like that? Anyway, my delicious little babies, so, well, basically, other than another, well, she'd be a woman now, wouldn't she? Seeing little Emmanuela, then, no, that was the last time she was ever seen. But Emmanuela and her brother and sister's father worked closely with 3 popes, one after the other. My delicious little babies, okay? And they never ever spoke about Emmanuela, especially the one with the attempted assassination, my delicious little babies, which I thought was really odd. Because if you're supposed to be all holy and one of your very close employees has very sadly got a dear daughter who's missing, well, I would have thought that the Pope would have wanted to comfort that dear man. not keep little Emmanuela's name and her whole existence a taboo. My delicious little baby's like it must never be mentioned. Very interesting to take a watch of my delicious little babies, but it's just so sad. And to think that this was to do with the Vatican and how many were in on it, and that same man who is the same description that was drawn, who approached dear little Emmanuela. He managed to have this like tomb made, like he was somebody super duper really really special. My delicious little babies now. It appears as though little Emmanuela, she was actually drugged as well. So put him up into one car, taken out of one car, then put into another car. My delicious little babies as well. Okay. So yeah, stumbled there. So well, Emmanuela's bless her, her dad. Well, he went to his passing, but basically having no faith or no respect for the Pope's at all. My delicious little babies, you really need to listen to this, okay? Just so sad. I mean, she had a whole life ahead of her. And it's really sad for the family. But you imagine her brothers live with that for the rest of his life. And he still has not fully got to the bottom of it. In one part, the one of the popes whispered in his ear, her brother's ear, little Emmanuela's, and said something like, it's all right, your sister's in heaven. But when he came away, he was wondering how the Pope would know that his sister was in heaven. Do you see what I mean, my little babies? Do you see what I'm saying? Yes? Anyway, but may they all, rest in peace. I'm talking about today. Bless them. And finally, this was 8 years ago. There hasn't been any other videos from the uploader. This was 8 years ago. And this uploader is called capital T in your space bar in YouTube, my delicious little babies, truthful, space, universal, and then capital T, all in capitals, T-U, I'll spell it for you, T-U-N-N, ton, that's in capitals, okay, my delicious little babies, and then space bar, capital N news, then capital space bar, capital N network. So it should read Truthful Universe Ton, T-U-N-N, News Network. This uploader happens to have 4.04 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. This is just over 58 minutes long, my delicious little babies. And the video should read the best Max Spiers documentary. Okay, my delicious little baby. So just repeat that again for you. The best Max Spiers documentary. Yeah. So now we need to close our book and go back to where we need to go back to. Now then, my delicious little baby. So what is it that I want to say here? Let's discuss. There's at one point, my delicious little babies, they actually show this same clip of dear Max talking, bless him, where he says that he doesn't like the word followers. He really doesn't like that word at all, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Anyway, this is his dear mum explaining, the last time that she spoke to her son when he said that he was in Poland. Where was he? Poland, Warsaw, is it? Mad Delicious Babies. I mean, I'm not brilliant at this, so do forgive me. And he was doing a talk. Now it appears that the Polish, actually, the Polish audience and everything, they actually liked him. Mad Delicious Babies, they liked the information that he was giving. But him and his dear mum and his dear self, they used to speak every day. And he said that he had some sort of a migraine. So she said, well, why don't you go to the doctors? And he said, I've been to the doctors. They've given me some antibiotics and that's that. But there was also talk about in other videos that he said that if ever, well, basically that he's not alive anymore, that ones must investigate it. Well, his dear mum, and from what I see on this video here, Mad Babies, like I said, that was 8 years ago. She was still trying to find things out now, and seems that ones just do not want to say back then either. Mad Babies, can you see what I'm saying? I mean, I do not know. I mean, how can was he 39, bless him? 39 when he passed. And he was on the surfer in Poland at his friends and he passed away. I don't know. How can you get somebody who's just perfectly healthy, the age of 39, and they pass away? Just makes one's wonder, doesn't it, Mad Delicious Babies? Anyway, so wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony and brass blessings to each and every one of you. And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families, may you all be fully protected. And how I love you so. Thank you once again for listening to my videos. I know that my videos just do not get out. Well, there's clearly, there we are, reason why. Anybody can talk about all day long. Please remember the Eagles. Anybody can talk all day long about algorithms, and all sorts of things. But the fact of the matter is, what this really comes down to is that certain, just do not want there we are, somebody else's voices to be heard. My delicious little babies, do you see what I mean? Okay. But what's it all about? What everything's about, there we are, is questioning. That's what all of this, there we are, is about. It is about questioning to find out and to father out, there we are, what is going on with certain things now. Do you see what I mean? Okay. Me personally, I see nothing wrong with that. But it's very clear to myself that others, there we are, seem to have issues with this. Mad Delicious Babies. This is why I always say, on the majority of my videos, I always say, I go back with the book. So in other words, I don't close the book forward, I go backwards. Because the more and more there we are, we go backwards, is the more and more there we are that things which, to some may not have seemed significant at the time, there we are, then becomes, there we are, most significant. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Anyway, so how I love you so. You just take care now. Thank you once again for listening. Love ya. Goodbye.